सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ॐ श्रीमहासरस्वत्यै नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ श्रीचिन्मयसद्गुरवे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरमात्मने नमः। At the beginning, I apologize for coming late due to unavoidable circumstances, as people say, but I would say due to my fault completely. It will not happen in future because I will be staying here. Here I came from out of town and this happened. I apologize to all of you. In life, for success anywhere, 3 things are needed. Okay, by the way, before I start, how many of you have heard me before? Please put up your hands. Oh, I should rather have asked, how many of you have not heard me before? Please put up your hands. Equal number, wonderful, I am so happy. Now, before I again go ahead, I want all of you to do one exercise. I know every one of you has got a mobile phone, and I have this fancy of seeing mobile phones nowadays. Can you all please take out your mobile phones from wherever it is and show it to me? Indulge me, please. Everyone show your mobile phone to me. I will not continue till every one of you has got the mobile phone out of their pockets or the purses and shown it to me. Please don't put it away, everyone. I know all of you have got, some of you have got 2 of them also. Please take out both of them. Please do this. So many have not taken it out. Now, I see many of them are on. Please switch it off. Wait, don't put it away. Once you switch it off, show it to your neighbor that you have switched it off. Okay? Everyone, please do this. Go and check your neighbor's phones, everyone, please. I know you are all very important people, and without you the world does not exist and cannot function. Even though that is true, please switch it off for this little time. Okay? Shall we all proceed? For those who have heard me before, you know that I have this very bad habit of asking questions. And I also expect everyone to answer for the simple reason that I have to ensure that none of you go off to sleep. Okay? Will you all answer? I don't hear any answers. Some of you must have already gone to sleep. Thank you very much. Now we will proceed. For any success in any field, doesn't matter if it's political or social, as a nation or in the home or in the business, If you want success, you must have three factors. One, the first is called Yantra. Yantra means what? The material, the instruments, the machines, the wherewithal, the material resources, so to speak, for making something happen. For example, this Jnana Yajna. What do you need to have? I need this mic. If this mic was not functioning, if the lights were not functioning, if the AC was not functioning, what will happen? Will this become a success? Please tell me. No. I will not be able to communicate with all. The purpose of your coming here is to be able to communicate with you. And if the mic doesn't work, it won't be successful. So you need these machines. You need instruments. You need the material aspect of things for any success. Do you agree? Also, you need the right material, supposing now this is a hall, and if you have the speakers which are used in the open areas, in a closed hall, it will sound terrible. So you must have the right type of sound system for a hall of this type. So it's not just that you need mics and speakers, but you need the right mics, the right speakers. Do you agree? For anything. You need the material, you need the machines, you need the instruments, and you also must be trained in using that instrument. For example, the person who is working the mic doesn't know how to use the mic. We will be in trouble. Is it true or not? So we need to have a person to know and get trained in using the machine. Yantras are needed. Now all of you have this wonderful yantra called the mobile phone, right? Now, how many of us, we know the potential or use the complete potential of the mobile that you all have? Please tell me. How many different apps are there in your mobile? Is it true or not? How many different functions that mobile can do, but we don't know most of it. Agreed? We use very little of the potential of that machine that we carry with us 24/7. Is it true or not? And sometimes we really don't even know how to use it, because many times I have seen people, they don't know how to switch off their mobile. After doing all this also, one mobile will definitely ring. You will see that. All the audiences happens. And when you ask the person, they will just put like that. Just by pressing like that, the phone is not going to get switched off. Because most of the time it will be elderly people, and what will happen, that another interesting thing is the sound, that ringtone would be put by their grandson. They won't know how to do it. And all of a sudden it will start ringing, and they don't know what to do, they know how to answer their phones, but they don't know how to switch it off. Does it happen like that or not? That is why I always say, tell the neighbor to switch it off if you don't know how to do it. Now, think of it. A machine is always used to help us in our life. A machine cannot rule our life. A machine should help us to do whatever we want and achieve whatever we want. But how often it has happened, and especially in the present day, the machine is ruling our life. Yes or no? Especially what? The mobile. It is ruling our life. We sleep with it, we wake with it. Isn't it true? And so many, especially young people, and it's not that old people are not, we have become addicts of that machine, they have become slaves. It is compulsive and we cannot stop using them. Is it true or not? We think we'll use it for 1 hour and 2 hours, and it becomes 6 hours and 8 hours, and whole night we are looking at it. And has it happened? No one is saying yes, but I know. Answer is what? Please say it. How often it has happened? Children do it. We don't know how much of addiction, this is called net addiction, is happening in the present day. It is ruling our lives. And then, just imagine, see, using it is fantastic. But for what purpose? Very interesting thing. There will be, each of you will have so many other different type of chat groups and Instagram and Twitters and all. Is it true or not? So many different. Now, there will be one group, let us say, nowadays it's a very common thing, the college in which you are studying, that group will be there. With all your classmates and all, that group. Now there are, let us say, 40 people in that group. Now, A wants to talk with B. So, on that common chat group of all those 40 people, you will send a message. A is talking actually only to B, and all 40 get that message. Is it a fact or not? Come on, tell me. Now, all the other 38 people have to read it to find out it is not for them. Understood? How dare we waste everyone's time? Are we doing that or not? Say yes, no, please. Yes. Not only that, when we communicate, then all of a sudden A is talking to B, then C will come in and say, yes, even I think like that. Now imagine what we use it for. One lady, she made samosa at home. So what a big thing, nothing big about it, na? So she made samosa. So she will take a picture of it and send it to all her groups, yes or no. And then what will happen? Some of them will, and by mistake someone did like that. Oh my God, she will go into depression, isn't it true? Why she did like that? What? Oh, I am not going to talk with her. And someone will ask, did you not make chutney? So yes, I make. Now you will take picture of chutney and send to everyone. What a useless waste of our time and everyone else's time. Is it a fact or not? In all our mobiles there are hundreds of photos and messages and tweets and I don't know what, which is completely background some years back, which we will never see in our life, but it is still there in our phone. We have no time to delete all of them. Is it a fact or not? Then the phone gets filled up. What do? We get what? More storage space. We buy more storage space instead of deleting what we have. Agreed? Now what is this phone doing? Is it ruling our life or we are ruling over the phone? Please tell me. Completely. Not just the phone, the TV and all these machines, instead of, nowadays we have more machines in the home than members of the family. Agree? And TV also. In my room there will be a TV, in someone else's room there will be a TV, in this one's room there is TV, or anyway everyone's got a phone and a iPad and whatever. So what is happening? The instruments are ruling over us. Instead of we using the instruments are using us. How interesting it happens. We think, we said, no, this is privacy, my phone, you should not, the husband should not read the wife's message, the children should not read the parents' message, the parents should not read the children. We say all these things, but hackers are hacking every information of yours, and before you know, they are using it. Is it a fact or not? You may talk to someone on the phone named Meena, within a day you will get so many messages in the name of Meena. Someone else will be messaged, right? Come on. Has it happened or not? Everything, what are you talking? Every address of yours, every information of yours is available for sale and you will keep getting bombarded. In the good old days, the advertisers were outside our homes, right? Slowly they have come where? right. So what has happened? The instrument is using us. We are being enslaved by the instrument instead of me being the master of the instrument. Okay? So yantra is important, but the yantra we should know how to use, when to switch off, when to this. So it's like a person who had a car. It's a very interesting story. This man is from a very, I'm talking about a past time, from a village. He came to the city and he was interested, his nephew or someone was there. He says, I have never sat in a car. I really want to sit in a car. Past. So this nephew said, please come, we'll sit in the car and I'll show you and all. And he said, this is how you start, this is how you stop, etc., etc. and all. And then he started showing off. And when he was going, even though the speed was not much, he lost control and there was a tree on the side of the road and he banged the car. The car stopped. So the old uncle was there from the village. He did not look disturbed. This young boy was very disturbed, saying, my God, I've banged the car, now what will happen? So the uncle, he says, I have been wondering, from the time I sat in the car, you started the car, you were speeding and all, I was wondering how to stop the car. Now I know, whenever you see a tree, what should you do? Bang again, and that is how you stop the car. Is this the way to stop the car? The brakes of the car must be in whose hands? My hand or outside? Have you got this point? Similarly, the instrument that we have, the brakes must be in my hand, not in anyone else's hand. Very clear. So this is called yantra. Yantra is necessary. Only with yantra we will have success, but we cannot become slaves of the yantra. Then the second important factor, and that is called Tantra. Now what is Tantra? Tantra means a system, laws, the way of doing things, the methodology of how to do things. Everything that we do, there must be a way of doing it, a method of doing it. For example, this Jnana Yajna is there. Then how do we do? In the Chinmay mission, we light a lamp. These are all different ways. This is a method that is adopted. It's a system that is done in the Chinmay mission. I hope you're understanding. Just anything you do in life. Now, for example, here I am as a speaker. So what is the speaker supposed to do? Please tell me. Speak. And what are you supposed to do? Please tell me. Listen. Now if I don't speak and you speak, then the system goes wrong. You get the point. Or if I speak and you don't listen, then it doesn't work. So therefore, anything in the world, there is a system, there is a law, there is a way of doing things. And we should know the laws also. We should know how it is done. Very, very important. In India, we have laws, but we love to break them. Agreed. We feel very proud when we break the law. If there is a line and if we get to break the line and go in between, don't we feel very good? Please tell me. We feel very nice, I'm there. Darshan also is there, everyone is waiting for darshan, and then somehow or other you got a chance to go in the front and all, you feel so proud. See, I got a chance to do darshan first and everyone is only waiting in the line. Do we feel like that or not? Breaking the law, we love to do it. So a system works only when everyone knows the system and follows the system. And not only that, we have to update the system and the laws and the methods all the time. We can't have old methods in the present time. I will give an example. This is a really hilarious thing. I was in the house of someone in Amritsar. Their daughter wanted to migrate to Canada. And they had to naturally get passport. So the daughter had a 9-month-old child. So that's the passport that you get at that time, at least that kind of years, was a, what is it called, dependent passport, something like that. So what happened? They went to the passport office and everything. Then, there is a police inquiry when you do a passport. All of you are aware of that? Say yes, no, everything. So that I know everyone's still. So there's a police inquiry. Now, for the adult, the lady, there was this police inquiry and all that there's no criminal record, etc. and all. For the little baby, and how old is the baby? 9 months old, they said you must bring character certificate. What? What? Character certificate for whom? 9-month-old baby. She said, but she is 9 months old. What character certificate? No, this is the law. If you want a passport, you have to get character certificate. So she went to the notary and got a letter. She showed me the letter. It is hilarious. The letter said, I know this child from its birth. The child bears a good character. Are you understanding? What type of a law is this? I'm sure they must have changed. I'm talking quite a few, at least 20 years back I'm talking. So the laws also must be updated from time to time to be relevant. You cannot have outdated laws. You cannot have laws. Laws are made to make our life simple and to be able to achieve the task successfully. If the laws do not do that, then they are useless. I know many times I travel a lot, so I go to some cities. I went to one place and the person who was taking me in the car, I immediately tried, as soon as I sat in the car, I put the belt. You know what he told me? He said, Swamiji, in this city we don't have to put seat belt. But I said, what do you mean? He said, nahi, yahan koi pakadta nahi hai. No one catches you. I said, are you putting the seat belt for sake of someone catching you or for your own safety? Then in the lecture, he was this mantra tantra, I gave his only example. He, 70-year-old, and he had till date, he has been driving the car since at least 45 years. He says, till date I have never put on seat belt. Very proudly he was telling me this. Now, are you understanding what I am saying? So we feel proud in breaking the laws. So therefore, a system is made to make things easy for us. If we follow it, we definitely become successful in life. Any system, anywhere. I remember I was traveling from London to Paris. And I got into they have these trains, wonderful trains are there, so I sat in the train. And as we sat, all of a sudden, they had an announcement that please all of you, whatever bags you have put on the top, please bring them down and keep it with you. Someone will come to check everything. So they got some alarm, that there might be some bomb or something like that. They didn't tell us initially, but they just said like that. So everyone sat down, they brought the bags down and sat. Then we were told put it back, so everyone put the bags. After some time, again they said, all of you please take your bags and get down from the train. So everyone took the bags, they got down from the train. I also took the bag, got down from the train. And then after some time we came back and sat down. Then the third time they said, we request all of you, please take your bags and get down. Can you imagine? If it was in India, what would have happened? All of you, please imagine this. What would have happened? We would have started cursing everyone in the country, right or wrong. Government is bad, this one is bad, that one is... I was the only one looking very this and what is this? And not one person in that place even complained or anything. They just took the bag and went down. Right? There is an announcement, we do it, and then they came back and sat down. No one person not only disobeyed, said anything, there was no fighting, nothing, no talking, nothing. Are you understanding what I am saying? Yes? They say Singapore is a fine country. So I asked him, what is this fine country? He's saying, yes, if you break the law, you are fined. Do you understand? If you throw a piece of paper, they joke. They say if you throw a piece of paper before it hits the ground, they catch you and say so many dollars fine. You understand? So these laws are there, and why do they remain, why does a country prosper? Why does a society prosper? If supposing you have a company and the time for reporting is 8 o'clock and everyone comes at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or comes whenever they want, will it function well? Will it be successful? Please tell me. So what is required? Right yantra. Not only yantra, but the right yantra, then the what? Right? What is the second thing? Tantra. Tantra means systems. It has to be followed. And then we come to the next most important thing, and that is mantra, the third. What is it required? You are saying, you are wondering what I am going to talk now. Now we are coming to that. What is required? Mantra. Now what is mantra? Mantra is Om Namah Shivaya and all are wonderful mantras. Fantastic. Very powerful, excellent. But in this present context, what I am saying, the mantra means a statement or a brief words which inspire us, which prompt actions, which become every company they have the mission statement. Have you heard of companies' mission statements? They hire people and pay them hundreds, thousands and thousands of rupees just to give them the mission statements, aims and objectives of a particular company. And what they call taglines. Have you heard of these taglines? Very important. You get the right tagline. Nike it has got this, and then what? Just do it. That's the thing, now. Just right. That. Each of the company has their own tagline or their motto or their aims and objectives or their mantras. Now mantras also, how important is mantra? Mantra is even more important than yantra and tantra. If you have a great mantra, then tantra and yantra will come. You will manage to get it. But if you don't have a great mantra, it will not work. Let me explain this to you. A robber was there. He robbed someone and he was running. He was running fast. But he was very thin and weak looking and all that, but he was running. Behind him, a police officer was running to catch the robber. And what happened? The robber managed to escape. So someone asked the police officer, you are looking healthy and fit and all, and that robber was what? Thin and weak and everything, and he managed to escape. How come? The police officer said, he was running for his life and I was running for the money. I was running as a job and he was running for his life. He was more inspired and therefore he ran faster. Have you understood this point? Please tell me. What is it that inspires you? If you have that inspiration, otherwise it's a job, I could not run this, finish, over. Then you will not have that enthusiasm to do something. In our country, we had people like Abdul Kalam and all. You know what? Vision 2020. You remember? What is Vision 2020? It's a mantra. And how inspiring it was. So many people were inspired by that. Is it true or not? Now we have a Prime Minister also who says, this development for the country. And are we not able to achieve a lot just because we have these inspiring mantras? Then when we were fighting for our freedom, did we not have mantras? Jai Jawan? What? And quit India. What a powerful mantra. What are these? Only simple words now. What are the words? Quit India. But what a power it had. How many people it inspired. Then the mantra of Swadeshi, did we not have in our country? Please tell me, everyone. Yes, these are called mantras. They inspire everyone. Now mantras also can be of 3 types. Very interesting. Are you feeling interesting, everyone? Mantras can be of three types. One type of mantra is called instigating mantra. What is it? What do you mean by instigating mantra? An example of that is in the Ramayana, where Manthara went to Kaikeyi. And what did Manthara tell Kaikeyi? You know? Have you heard? What? Rama is going to become the crown prince of Ayodhya. He is being appointed. Kaikeyi was so happy when she heard this news. She loved Rama. Immediately she gave her mala and said, "Oh, I am so happy. What fantastic news you gave." So Kaikeyi said, "My work was not done. I wanted to what? Instigate her. But she is not getting instigated by that." Then she did. She said, "Arey, you are not understanding. When Rama becomes the king of Ayodhya, right now you are the favorite wife of Dasharatha. But what will happen? Kaushalya will become the king mother, Raj Mata, and your status will go away. You will be of secondary importance, and therefore you don't know. This is not a good news." Now what happens? This is called instigation. Are you understanding? See, first when she said Rama is becoming king, she was happy. Then she says, "Hey," she became, the jealousy in her was prompted. Are you getting the point? So what do instigating mantras do? From whatever level you are, they try to pull you down through such things like anger and revenge and jealousy and greed. They bring such thoughts in our head and pull us down. Does it not happen? When people tie suicide bombs, happened or not in this world? Yes, there is some mantra behind them, na? It is not just like that they are doing such things. There are mantras which prompt them to even give up their life. But what happens? Does the person have all love for mankind when he is blowing himself off like that? Please tell me. Or does it have hatred in his heart for some others? Please tell me. What is it? Love for all is there? When a person blows off? No. So therefore, when hatred and greed and jealousy and revenge and all these thoughts are prompted in our minds, then such mantras, they can be also very, very powerful. Such mantras are called what mantras? Instigating mantras. They are no good. Then the second one is called encouraging mantras. Motivational mantras. They motivate us and encourage us. Don't you do to your children when they are going to the exam, you say, "Oh, you will do well, best of luck, everything will be fine." When they are nervous, say, "Don't get nervous." When someone is in trouble, we say, "Don't worry, I am behind you, nothing will happen, go ahead." Do we say all these things or not? Don't we say that? What is all that? Motivating mantras. I am telling you, every company in the world, big multinational companies also, they keep on bringing motivational speakers and they bring motivational gurus. Please motivate our people. Motivate. Why? Because what happens? They are pushed forward. After some time, what happens? Classic example is your own children. Till school time, you push them into study, right? The minute they leave school, the pushing doesn't work. Then what happens? They stop studying and so many times they fail. Yes or no? No more pushing. Because you have been pushing so far and they have not been inspired enough to take it up themselves. How far can you push a car? You can push, supposing I want to go to Cochin from here in the car and it's not starting. I can push it for a little time. Can I push it all the way to Cochin? I can't. Understood? So therefore this is called what mantras? Motivational mantras push us forward, encourage us. Instigating mantras pull us down. Motivation mantras push us forward. And the third type of mantras, which are the mantras we will be discussing, and that is called inspiring mantras. What are inspiring mantras? They bring us up. They uplift us. From wherever we are, we go to a higher way of thinking and action and behavior. Such mantras are the mantras of the Bhagavad Gita. What does Bhagavad Gita give you? Inspiring mantras. They can inspire us for life. They can inspire us to do so many wonderful things. They motivate us, they encourage us, they inspire us, and they are there with us through thick and thin of life. Whenever there is a problem also, and one such mantra comes in our mind, we can come out of it and we can walk ahead. That is why Mahatma Gandhi used to say, whenever I have a problem, whether it is in my personal life or in the national life, what do? I open any page of the Bhagavad Gita and I get an answer from that. Have you heard this statement before? Can you imagine? For the country also, he used to open the Bhagavad Gita and find a mantra for himself. For his personal life, any problems were there, he would open the Gita and get an answer from that. So therefore, we also are going to find some beautiful mantras from the Bhagavad Gita. How many of you have brought the Gita with you? One or two or three or four of you. Tomorrow I advise all of you, I would love all of you to bring the Bhagavad Gita copy with you. Can you all do that? So Amiji, we were only going to come for the first day. That is why, because we were pushed into coming. Tomorrow we don't know whether we are coming or not, because we were told you have to come first day, at least you have to come. So only we came. So many of them are smiling because they think. So please, I hope all of you come. Not only you come, get 10 more people and come for the sessions. Now, I'll tell you some interesting things. These mantras are there in the Gita. Not only the Gita, in all our scriptures, some beautiful mantras are there. Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prapya Paramnibodhata. Very, very famous one, made more famous by Vivekananda. Arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. Have you heard this one? Swami. Gurudev said, we can, we must. Beautiful mantra. So many of them people have, and see, many mantras are from the scriptures, but a very interesting thing is, each one of us can also make our own mantras. In fact, we are living with these mantras, only they have not become properly worded mantras in our mind. All of you have got experience, you've lived your life in a beautiful way. Something has inspired you, not necessarily directly from the Bhagavad Gita, but your own things, thoughts, and have inspired you. So let me tell you a couple of mantras which I have lived with, which have inspired me, which have helped me in my life. So I want you to do this exercise. Each of you make your own mantras and they will be very, very wonderful for you. I'll share a couple of mantras of mine which has helped me, so that you also can do that, and then we will go to the Bhagavad Gita mantras. Are you all with me so far? Okay. 1. Don't bang your head on walls, walk out through doors. Now you will say, nothing big about it. I'll explain to you. In any given room, are there more walls or doors? Come on. Walls are always more than doors. Doors will always be few. Agreed? Now this, because it's an auditorium, it has more doors. But even then, there are more walls than doors. In a normal room, there will be one door or two doors. Is it true or not? More will be what? Walls only. Okay. Now, what happens is, when the minute you come into a room, let us say, you have already come inside the room, the very fact that you have come inside means there is a way out. Will you remember this very important thing? What? What? If you have got in, that means what? Say the next part. There is a way out. How many of us have got into problems? We have all got into problems. How many times you have said there is no solution at all? Have you said that? The very fact that you have got into a problem means what? Say it. There is a way out. Only you have not found the way. That's all. You are banging your head many times on a wall instead of finding the door. But if you find the door, you can walk out. How many times you bang your head on the wall again and again, you get hurt, you get injured, and you still bang your head on the same wall. Let me give you an example. Even in relationships, you keep on saying the same thing again and again and again and again, and then you know it is not working. You are only getting hurt. That person, the other person is not going to do, does not do anything, does not change, and you still bang your head and say, "Arey, look at this, he's not changing." Have you experienced this? Everyone say yes or no. Yes. I remember one person telling me, "Swamiji, I gave work to this person, he never does it." How many times have you given work to this person? This is 25 or 30 times I have given this work to him. He never does it. So I told him, when you know that he is not going to do the work, you have given 25 times and he has not done, why did you give him the 26th time? Whose fault it is, yours or his? Please tell me, everyone. Whose fault is it? Your fault. You did not give him. If you had given, if you know that he is not going to do, don't give him the work. But what would we do? Tell me, what do we do? We, on the 26th time also, we will give him work and then say, "See, he did not do it." Have you all done this before? Please tell me. In relationships, people are hurting you, they are doing this, you know they are not going to change, we know that we are getting hurt, we still keep on doing the same thing again and again, and then say, "See, this person is hurting me, he's thinking like that." Arey, you know that person is like that, then why are you banging your head on that wall? It's a wall, it's not going to change. Find a door and walk up. Have you not realized many times that someone whom you thought, "Okay, this person will do something," that person never does, and someone else does the work and does it much better in a much simpler way? Have you had this experience? Bolo. You thought this person will do the work, you were banging your head there and someone else does it. The door was somewhere else and you thought this was the door. The minute you get into the plane, you know what the first thing they tell you? What? They show you what? If any one of you have, you have gone to the plane, what do they do first? They tell you what? The door is where? And many times they tell you that many times the door is behind you, which is nearer. The nearest door may not be in the front of you, it may be behind you. Just look for that door if there is in an emergency. Now please tell me, all of you have come into the sansar, all of us, right? Don't you think we should find our way of getting out of it also? Please tell me. We are all in sansar, is it true? True. We have come into this and no one is looking for the way out. Everyone is happily within the sansara. The door of moksha is there waiting for all of us. No one is looking over there. Agreed? The scriptures are pointing to that door. We said, no, that door is not. For me, this wall only is the only thing. And we keep getting hurt, we keep getting what? How many of you have heard the scriptures and listened to moksha and all these words? Please tell me, put up your hands, all of you. How many of you? Has anyone decided to walk out of that door? Please tell me. We are still, what are we doing? Tell me. That door of moksha is only one door of moksha. There are not 50 doors for moksha. Only one door of moksha is there. What are we doing? We are still in the same room, banging our heads. Not even thinking of that moksha door. He said, anyway it is there, no, next lifetime also it will be there, no. So next lifetime we will walk out of that door. No need for doing this lifetime, next lifetime is always there. Many times, no, we think that the wall must become the door. So we keep, someone says, if I, take a hammer and I keep on breaking the wall, will it not become a door? I said, yes, it can become a door, there is no question about that. But imagine if you are living on the 10th floor and you made your wall into a door and jumped out. What will happen? You will destroy yourself. Remember that. Better to use the door, because rather than try to make the wall into a door. Got it? So what is the formula? Once more, the mantra. Come on. Don't. Can you all say it? Don't bang your head on walls. Walk out through. Do you like this? Does it make sense? The next mantra. Be like Gangaji. What? The river Ganga, all of you know. When it starts from Gomukh, what is the size of Ganga? How many of you have gone to Gomukh? At least one hand has come up, yes. What is the size of Gangaji at Gomukh? Very small. What is the size of Gangaji when she meets the ocean in Ganga Sagar near Calcutta? What is the size? It is huge. It is very, very, very huge. It started small, and as it progresses, what happens? It becomes bigger and bigger. Now, when Gangaji starts from Gomukh, the first thing she faces are huge, great, big mountains standing on her path. What does Gangaji do? Does Gangaji say, what a big problem, I am so small, the mountain is so big, what can I do? Better to go back. What does she do? Please tell me. She says, oh, you are so big. Namaste astu Bhagavan. Very big. I acknowledge you are big. Shoop, it goes on the side and goes in the front. Is it true or not? Just imagine. Why waste mine? I am little, I may be small, you are so big. I am not going to go over you. I cannot. What will I do? I respect you for what you are. You may be big, but I have a great. Now, why does Gangaji go ahead? Because she has the goal. Her goal is, I want to meet the infinite ocean. Will you remember this? If you think small, you remain small. If you think big, you become big. What is the formula? What? Can I have the formulas repeated so it sticks in our head also? If we think small, we remain small. Her goal is the infinite ocean. She is not looking at anything else. She doesn't say, oh, such a big mountain. No, I don't care if the mountain is big. My goal is infinite. I'm not going to fight and waste my energy with this big mountain. I will just surpass it and I'll go ahead. The mountain remains where it is, and Gangaji has gone far, far, far ahead. Will you remember this? I have seen in my life also people who so-called, come as big obstacles, remain somewhere in the background, and you move ahead and you don't even know where they are now. Are you understanding that? Please tell me. If you make this thing is big, oh God, and I am small and this is big, so what? You may be big, so what? When small stones and all come, what does Gangaji do? She just goes over without even thinking. She says, this is too small. I mustn't even worry about it. She just goes over it and goes ahead. What happens in our life? Small things we make big. Is it a fact or not? Whenever you make a small thing big, it is no more small. It is big for you. Very important thing I am saying. What? When you make a small thing big, it is not small for you, it is already what? Big. You have made it big. It is actually small, but you have made it big. I have seen some people, if you tell them, no, why don't you come and all, oh Swamiji, I wanted to come but my driver did not come. What has driver to do with coming here? You take an Uber, na? Oh, I have never taken Uber before, so you tell someone else to order for you, no, I can't do it. It was very far. So many people, because there is supposed to be some demonstration or some rally or something, they'll say, no, we will get stuck in the traffic. They are imagining. When someone wants to do something, they will do it, whether traffic is there or not there. Supposing your daughter was going to get married today or something, you would have done whatever happens. Is it true or not? When you are inspired enough, when you think I have to do it, you don't worry about traffic or anything like that. It's all minor for you. You say, so what is the traffic? Let the traffic do. I have to do my work. Are you understanding? Please tell me. So when people say, no, because traffic was there, so I didn't go, that means what? They never really were inspired enough to go in the first place. Got it? Because when I want to do something, I do it. It doesn't matter what is there, I will do it. When the Gangaji says, I have to reach the ocean, Himalaya is there or anything is there. Now comes an interesting thing. See, Gangaji, as she goes ahead, so many rivers join, isn't it? From so many places, so many rivers join. All those rivers that join the Gangaji, they lose their very existence and become Ganga. No more it is called other names. Those other names go away. And imagine in that Triveni Sangam, Allahabad, how many of you have been to Prayagraj? There you know that Yamuna is so wide. In fact, Yamuna is wider and has more water than Gangaji. If you see Yamuna is very wide. But Yamuna, that big, huge Yamuna river with so much water, when she joins Gangaji, becomes Gangaji, no more name Yamuna is there. Is it true or not? Imagine, she loses her entire existence. Why? Because Ganga says, I want to become infinite. I am joining that infinite ocean. Everyone come ahead, become part of me, and we will all go together and will become the ocean. I have seen in life, when you have a great goal, your heart starts expanding, you become bigger and bigger, and what happens? You can accommodate so many more people. You see Gurudev had one vision. What was this? When he came out of the Himalayas, what was his vision? I must spread this knowledge to the public. When he started, there were 3 people, Gurudev used to say, in that Ganesha temple in Pune when Gurudev started, there were 3 people, he says, 3 people including the speaker. Means what? 2 people in the audience and 1 was him. With 3 people he started his movement. And what has happened now? Hundreds of centers and thousands and lakhs of people associated with the mission. Are you understanding what I am speaking? Yes? If he had said only 3 people came, no one came, and what will I do? And after? No! He said, doesn't matter. So many obstacles have come. Gurudev used to joke and say, if I tell you about all the obstacles that came and all the people who opposed me, that because some biography of his was written and someone was reading and saying, so interesting. He said, you should have read if someone had written a biography of all the obstacles and the problems that I got, it would have become a thriller. Why? He did not bother about it. So what? Let it come. Are you understanding? Why? What was his goal? His goal was very high, very great, very infinite. And therefore he says, what does it matter? And he took people along with him. The heart starts expanding, your mind becomes great, you become Vishal, you become so infinite that finally you embrace the infinite ocean. The goal of every one of us is infinite happiness. Infinite, limitless joy. And when that is our goal, nothing should come in the way. So what do we have to do? Be like what? Now, see, Gangaji comes out of the, at Gomukh, and then these Himalayas are there. And Himalayas are not stone, right? Mountains are stone. Gangaji is water. Gangaji is soft. One drop of water, or even water has got, what is water? It's liquid. And stone is what? Solid. But what does Gangaji do? When the stone is there, it keeps on going around, it goes, keeps on doing that, and finally the stone gets cut and Gangaji goes ahead. Have you seen that? How many places have you seen the entire mountains and all get cut by a river? Have you all seen the Grand Canyon in the US? Someone who has gone there. My God, I mean, it's huge. It's like centuries of this. The river cut and cut and cut and cut and cut. How many of you have gone to the Himalayas? When you see Gangaji, you will see that at one point it was in the one place, and then what happened? It cut and cut and cut and cut the mountain, and then the mountain gives way, Gangaji goes ahead. Will you remember this? What? This knowledge, Jnana Ganga, is such that if you start giving it, even a hard-hearted person will slowly and slowly and slowly melt. Will you remember? When this knowledge is there, go to your homes, talk about it to your children, talk about it to your neighbors, talk about it to your friends. Little by little, their understanding increases, and finally a non-believer will become a believer, and a person will become a non-bhakta will become a bhakta, a skeptic will become a follower and a believer. Will you remember this? But what do? Do we share it? We don't. Normally what do we say? No, Swamiji, no one listens, no one is interested. Why should we tell only? No one is listening. Is it true or not? Don't do that. Share it in some way or the other. Give it to others slowly. I have seen so many people. Gurudev's lectures, they used to come only to leave their parents for the lecture. And they will be sitting somewhere in the back. Then they listen to the lecture a bit. Then they start slowly coming in the middle. After a few days, they will come a little forward. Then after some days, by the last day, they will be sitting on the first bench and listening. Have you heard these stories before or not? People getting inspired by Gurudev and all. Why? Slowly, that knowledge has its effect. That bhakti has its effect. All that has. Slowly start doing. So therefore, what do we have to do? Be like Gangaji, have an infinite goal, and we will achieve it. Today is an introduction. Tomorrow we will actually take up the Gita, and I will bring out some beautiful gems of mantras from the Bhagavad Gita. I have one request from all of you, in fact a couple of them. Write down your own mantras today night, think about it. Think about what I have spoken, and think about some mantras which you have lived your life. Write it down, pen it down, and you can share it with me also or with anyone else also if you want to. No mantra will be bad mantra. Why? Because don't write instigating mantras, okay? No need for that. Only motivating and inspiring ones. It could help someone else. I have a lot of these mantras which I have lived by, and they have always been useful for me. They have really, whenever something happens, I immediately say, don't bang your head. Immediately this thought comes. Or it comes, be like Gangaji. These words, the minute these words come, immediately the mind changes. Are you understanding what I am saying? It can become like that. There is such a power in these words. Other thing, each one of you, please bring 10 more people. I'll tell you why. What was the age when Arjuna heard the Bhagavad Gita? Are you aware of that? He was 60 years of age. You'll say, oh, Swamiji, then we are at the right age. No, 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 no. During that time, the average lifespan was 120 years. So what was his age? It was mid-life. Now how much do we live? 80? No one agrees with 80. 80 I think nowadays. So 80, so what age should we be coming? 40 or less. You take, nowadays after the pandemic, everyone knows the importance of taking what? Vaccine. So you take polio vaccination when? Before you get polio or after you get polio? Pandemic we all took after. Please tell me, polio vaccination you take when? Before or after? In the future, this COVID vaccination will be put at the time of birth only, I am sure. They'll bring that type of a technology that along with all the rest of polio and cholera and all of that, they'll put what? You understand it? Similarly, before we get into samsara, we must have all this knowledge, or after. Arjuna was one of the most educated person of that time. He went to the best university of that time, the Dronacharya University. Agree? He was a first student of Dronacharya University. He is a gold medalist. All of you know the story. He was the king's. He was from the royal family. His uncle was ruling the country. Agreed? He was very, very good looking. Even Urvashi, the great beauty of heavens, fell in love with him. So he was very handsome to look at. He was very young and powerful. He was from the royal family. He was most educated. Everything was all there for him. But yet when he faced the situation of his life, important situation in life, he became nervous and sat down. Right or wrong? Bhagavan said, what you lack is the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita, that's all. Bhagavan did not teach him archery at that time. He taught him what? Gita. That same Arjun got up and fought the war and won the battle of life, and that is why we now have Arjun awards. Do you have Duryodhana award? You have what? Arjun awards. Are you understanding? All of us, how many difficulties and challenges we have in our life, don't you think this knowledge is going to be useful for us? Yes? It's as relevant now as it was then. So I want your youngsters, please ask your son and daughters to come. Please ask your daughter-in-laws and son-in-laws to come. Please ask your in-laws and outlaws and everyone to come and attend. Yes? And all of you also bring the Bhagavad Gita so that we can all enjoy these sessions. Tomorrow, what time are we meeting? 6? 6 to 7:30 is the session, right? So all of us, tomorrow 6 o'clock to 7:30. Don't come because you have been forced to come. Come because you want to come, okay? Come because you would love to know about this, and please bring others as well. Hari Om and Namaskar.